I just won this Ford Mustang for £6,000. Yes, £6,000. The cheapest in the world. But there's a catch. It says the engine is running rough. Is this going to be a disaster? Is it going to be an eco boom? Stay tuned.
Here's a quick walk around. Literally got dropped off yesterday. It's not looking too bad. Bit of rear quarter damage just here. Then obviously the rear bumper's a bit saggy. And then annoyingly, it looks like a bit of damage there as well. I mean, it's gonna need another panel painting, which is annoying, but it's not end of the world. And then obviously, to be honest, I kind of knew, because I know sometimes people open doors after accidents and it normally scuffs up around here, but annoyingly, obviously it's scuffed up around here, so that door also is gonna need painting. But overall, it's not too bad. I mean, I've taken a quick look at the chassis legs. Everything does actually look straight. But I'm surprised at the Ford build quality, to be honest. Like, I'm seeing brake lines that look super rusted, and even like the fittings in the interior, like your closing, everything feels really tatty and cheap. Yeah, it might just be a Ford thing. I'm so used to German cars and Japanese cars where you close a door and it feels robust and solid. The old owner took some of the mods off because I assume this would have had those kind of scoop things on, and then it would have had a scoop on the bonnet as well. And then I noticed from the auction pictures it's missing the induction kit, and on the ad it was saying it runs rough. It was also missing a gear knob, so I assume he or her removed the gear knob. I actually found one on eBay the other day, and I bought it in advance. Heated and cool seats, shaker sound system, so yeah, it looks all good. I mean, that's what I was on about earlier, like, how does leather rip so easily? Especially on a newish car, it doesn't make sense. It looks like the steering wheel's been retrimmed as well, which is quite nice. See, again, this is what I mean, like what the hell? Why is it coming apart? I've actually just noticed that. I've never noticed that before on a Mustang. That's quite cool. That's interesting. But yeah, as you can see, the intake is missing from the turbo. And annoyingly, I'm hoping the car wasn't ran too long at the auction site, because literally you don't want to get dirt and shit into the turbo because you'll end up messing it up. But such an easy car to work on. I mean, the turbo's just there, the manifold's just there. An easy car. I mean, other cars I've worked on in the past, you literally have to drop the engine out just to change, just to play around with the turbo or manifolds and stuff. So yeah, a simple engine to work on. But as you can see, the top A pillar looks straight. A bit of kink on there, but I think I can repair that. I know I keep nagging on about the build quality, but it's even stuff like this. See, I don't know if someone's been in here before and tampered with it, but as you can see, like, if you keep closing this boot, over time it's gonna eat that wire up. The front bumper off, and as you can see, it is all looking straight. The intercooler, the rads, the air conditioner unit, but yeah, all looking straight, even the front beam, which is excellent. The only annoying thing is, I think there's a few broken cables, yeah, which I'm a bit short on time today, so I don't know if it'll be a today job or a next week job. I just want to put everything together, to be honest.
Working by yourself is a pain, especially when you need to hold stuff. Luckily, Mumsy was around, so she gave me a hand, but she did piss me off. She didn't hold a bonnet properly, and then it fell on my finger, and it bloody hurt. But hey, at least I got the help. It's just a quick update, basically what's going on. I've basically painted all these bits up with anti-rust paint, and then I'll spray them back later. But yeah, Fords do kind of rust up, so I'm just trying to protect it, and it just makes it look a lot more nicer. To be honest, I'm shocked about the brake lines, because like, how the hell were they so rusty? Like, I've bought Japanese cars which are like 30, 40 years ago old, and literally they don't even look like that. Like, what the hell, Ford? But yeah, moving on to the spark plugs now, because it's always good to do. The spark plugs isn't too bad, actually. It looks like someone swapped over 3 coil packs. Don't know if these are some cheap aftermarket ones. I may order genuine new ones from Ford.
But yeah, I'm just in the process of changing the spark plugs, and then need to install the intake. And then yeah, hopefully it doesn't misfire anymore. But yeah, I need to order some cables because I think 1 or 2 of them is broken, and then I'll solder them together, but that should be piss easy. Just need to find the cable for it. But yeah, it's looking good. So it's 6 PM, I've just finished. But yeah, it's basically getting there. I don't get how people like align panels up and do painting, because literally it's a nightmare, but I mean, that'll do for now. Most of the cables are intact. I think there's 1 or 2 that's broken, so she needs to sort them out. And maybe just order 1 more cable. What's the name for it? This plastic thing. And then solder iron them together. But yeah, hopefully, maybe end of the week, be all finished. But yeah, it's looking good. I'm gonna try to get this dent out. Doesn't look too bad, and apparently the bumper sag is quite common. So what I'm gonna do actually is pull the headlight out and see if I can gain access through there. I bought these tools from Amazon for quite cheap. It's like a little mallet, and there's some little adapters. So once I take this out, I'll pop the hammer through there, start bashing it out, then hopefully get it straight, and then potentially get the painter just to fill her up, or just give it a kind of a light blow over. But I think I should be able to get that out.
As you can see, I've pulled the dent out, and actually it's not looking too bad now, but obviously it needs paint work. The frame, as you can see, basically I use a piece of wood and a crowbar to pull it out, and this was just for the short term, guys, by the way, just for the short term. And you can see my creative idea with using a bolt to hold the wing on. But yeah, I've ordered a new piece for this, so it will be welded on when it goes to the body shop.
I always pick the wrong time to do videos because it's bloody raining right now. It's so annoying when you want to take some good quality pictures and the rain just messes it up. But yeah, literally yesterday I spent the whole day cleaning it, deep clean, because I just want it to look stunning. As you can see, it looks shiny as hell. I'm kind of gutted to sell this, but because of the E36 M3, I have to let go of 1 car. And unfortunately is this one, just because it's worth a lot more and it'll clear up a lot more funds for me. But yeah, I'm kind of upset because as it's a newer car, it just drives mint. See, when you drive a car like this, it just doesn't need anything. It just drives mint, like a brand new car. Older cars like the BMW E36, when you drive it, everything just annoys you because it rattles, it squeaks, it bangs, the hardtop makes some noises. It's just bloody annoying. And it just makes the ride so unpleasant. But a car like this, you just jump in it and you just drive. But yeah, it's the only issue with classic cars. Like, there's always something wrong with them, or oil leaks, or coolant leaks, or whatever. It's just, yeah, keeps you busy, I guess. But a car like this, you just drive and you enjoy. So I'm kind of gutted in that sense to sell it, but I'm looking forward to the payday. But yeah, you can see the inside. It looks stunning. And it's got ambient lights as well. Ambient lights here, ambient lights in the interior, and you can kind of set different colours. So if you wanted this to be in purple, you can have that purple. And if you wanted the kind of lights on the door handles and stuff in blue, you could have it in blue. And also at night time, there's a little light here, as you can see, and then it displays like the Mustang logo on the floor. So, you know, originally when I put everything together, but this piece, the top piece, was basically bent, which basically was throwing the wing alignment out, bonnet alignment out, and bumper alignment out, because this was causing the whole front slam panel to sit like that. But yeah, since this has been welded in, everything's all nice and straight now. But yeah, as you can see, perfect alignment. Crazy how one little piece throws everything off. But yeah, it just looks so bloody aggressive. Compared to how this car was originally, it was battered up, and then I fitted those white parts, the white bumper, white bonnet, white wing, and the car was just looking a bit of like a mess. But now it just looks bloody good. The fitment of the wheels as well, just, it's a 10/10. To be honest, I'm really gutted about this one. It does look like a Hot Wheels car, would you agree? Like the way it just looks. And it just sounds so stunning. The exhaust and the intake just, oh, it's beautiful. But yeah, I don't want to get too attached to this now, because the more I speak about it, the more I'm kind of pinching myself not to sell it.
You have to agree, what a transformation. That car looks stunning, and I'm really gutted I'm not keeping it for myself. So initially when I bidded on it, I was actually going to buy it for myself to use as a daily. But basically what happened was, literally when I bought it a month after an E36 M3 came up, and it was always one of my dream cars. And financially, I can't be having as many cars as I do, and it made the most sense to get rid of the Mustang and clear up some funds. Annoyingly, I actually had the Mustang for, when did I buy it? April, all the way up until end of September. So I actually had it on insurance policy and paid quite a bit of road tax on it. But I did actually use it quite a lot. So when the car had the white panels on it, the white bumper, white bonnet, and white wing, I drove it like that to Glastonbury Festival, because I didn't have a car big enough to take me to Glastonbury and have all my camping gear and shit in it. So yeah, I did make good use of the car as well, and it was quite cool to drive a Mustang, because I've always wanted to drive a Mustang, in particular the really old ones. So hopefully one day I can buy one of the old Mustangs, because that's one of my dream cars as well. But as you can see, the profits, I've made a really, really nice profit. And this is a prox, because I took a rough estimate, obviously road tax and insurance, but we're looking around 4,600 pounds profit. That is a lovely profit. And to be honest, I probably spent a day, 2 days on the car itself. And then the reason for the hold up was I took it to the body shop, and he was being really, really slow. And then at the same time, I was away in Thailand for a whole month. So yeah, the car sat around for ages, and I was paying unnecessary road tax and insurance. But it is what it is. And to be honest, I think I could have squeezed more profit out. But the reason I spent a bit more was because I was basically speccing it to how I wanted the car. So for instance, I bought an induction kit for £230. I didn't really need this. I could have bought an original cheaper one, for instance, for £50, £60, but I was speccing it to my taste. I mean, I bought the floor mats. I've changed the wheel lugs, because the wheel lugs on those cars, basically they've got this plastic cap on them, and over time they expand. So let's say if they're meant to be 19mm socket, they actually go to, like, where they've expanded, they've now a 19.5. So I literally had to hammer them, and I lost a few sockets. And I bought black wheel lugs just because they look nicer. But even stuff like the TPMS sensors, I bloody hate TPMS sensors. But if I'm selling a car this value, I need to get it fixed. I mean, that in itself was... I've done a calculation there twice, actually. So the profit actually was... Yeah, so it looks like I accidentally added the TPMS fit twice, £60. So actually plus 60, which brings up to £4,651 approx. I bought the parts for so cheap, really cheap. So I was at university, yeah, and I was looking to buy parts for this car before it arrived, and I was struggling to find parts. I literally called up many breakers, searched on eBay, and everyone was laughing, saying you're not going to find that front end parts for that. And when I was looking on eBay, just one headlight alone was £600. I saw a listing on eBay, a guy was selling a bumper and a bonnet, and I messaged him saying, how much do you want? And then he came back for a price, and I was like, that's a bit high. And then we spoke again, and then basically I asked him, do you have any other bits? And he was like, yeah, I've got the headlights, I've got all these other bits as well. And I was like, cool, how much? And then he said £750, and I was like, oh my god, I'm coming right over. So I literally left uni, went to a van place to hire a van, jumped in a van, drove to London, because lucky enough it was in London as well, picked up all the bits, and the guy was lovely. I mean, I was at their house for an hour chatting away. Really nice people. And he did say to me, he's letting these parts go for cheap. And I do appreciate it. And I mean, as you can see, I sold one of the headlights, because one of my headlights was still good. I sold it for £250. So realistically, those front end parts only cost me £500. And what really annoyed me, those parts were in white, which obviously meant I had to get it sprayed. And what was even more annoying, all the panels he sold me were mint, like absolutely mint. So I mean, it was a shame the car wasn't in white because I wouldn't have to get any paintwork done. Um, but yeah, got really lucky there. And at the same time, as I was going to pick the parts up from that guy, I found a wing on eBay in Dagenham. I sent him an offer. He accepted my offer. So such a long day. I literally drove to London in the van, then straight away drove to Dagenham, picked the wing up, went all the way back to my house, dropped the parts off, drove back to London again, dropped the van off, jumped on a train back home. I must have got home like 2 a.m. in the morning. But yeah, I was kind of glad I did because I did get those parts really, really cheap. But yeah, the body shop really looked after me, £900, and they also done the welding for me. I bought the top apron piece. It wasn't too expensive. It was about £130. I think I've included it, or I actually may have missed it off on here, or unless I've actually added it with the Ford parts at 265, which makes more sense. But I mean, even at Ford, I actually bought a new horn. I didn't really need a new horn, but I noticed the hairline crack in it, so I was like, let me even just replace that because I thought I'd be keeping the car for myself, so I wanted to be pristine. Even stuff like an oil change and spark plugs, because spark plugs looked in really good condition, but I thought, hey, let me put genuine spark plugs in it, let me use genuine oil because I'm OCD like that. But yeah, really good profit, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. And if you did, please subscribe, it will mean a lot. Stay tuned for the next videos because there's some more interesting stuff coming out soon.